still part of probability, and here we're going to look at the fundamental counting principle. Right. Basically, the fundamental counting principle says when we do experiments with many outcomes, if it's really a lot, then it's not feasible to list them all, to write a whole list of all the outcomes. And it's also not feasible to draw a tree diagram. So then we have to get to some theory. So if you have like 100 outcomes, can you imagine what your tree diagram would look like? So then we have to start using some theory. And the counting principle, I'm going to give a simplified version, not the general version. So I'm going to say, if one event, remember we usually name our events, if event A can occur in so many ways, right? Think about if you have 5 blue discs in your bag, then the chances of drawing a blue disc is 5 out of the total. So it can happen in 5 ways. And then, so after you've done this thing, then if event B can occur in so many ways, and then event C in so many ways. So basically what I'm showing you here is if I have 5 blue discs, then drawing a blue can happen in 5 ways. If I had 2 red discs, then drawing a red can happen in 2 ways. If I have 3 green, then drawing a green can happen in 3 ways. Then the events can occur consecutively. One after the other, in m times n times r ways. Now the general one is for any number, not just 3 events, but I'm just going to write it for 3. And I'm going to do an example to just show you what we mean. So I have, this is town A, this is town B. So these are not events, these are towns. And now I have roads going from A to B. There are different roads to get from A to B. 5 roads. So the first event is driving from A to B, can happen in 5 ways. And then from B to C, there are 3 roads. And the question would then say, how many ways are there to go from A to B to C? In other words, you go to C, but you have to first go to B. Then you simply use this principle. You say, going from A to B, there are 5 roads that I can take. There are 5 ways this can happen. Going from B to C, there are 3 roads that I can take. So altogether there are 15 ways I could go from A to B to C. So that's your fundamental counting principle.